Welcome, Algebra 1 students, to the homework help video, page 480. Let's jump right into these problems. Okay, for number 7 and 9, the directions say that you have deposited $1,400 in an account that pays 6% interest, and they want you to find the balance. When they say balance, they mean how much money you have at the end of 8 years. So they want you to find the balance at the end of 8 years. If you deposit this much money here at this rate, okay? So, first of all, we have our formula we're going to use. Understand, students, this is an exponential growth situation because the money is growing every year at the same percentage. Every year it's increasing 6%, okay? So, sorry. So we are going to use our model that we have for exponential growth. Y equals C, parentheses 1 plus R to the T power. Okay, now Y is my ending balance, and that's what I'm looking for, so I'm going to leave Y. Okay, now C is my starting amount, and I'm starting off with $1,400. Okay, 1 plus, now R is my interest rate, which is 6%. So I'm going to put 0.06. Okay, now for my time, I'm going to put T, I'm going to put 8 for 8 years. Okay, now before you start using your calculator, students, I would first of all add these two together very quickly. It's very easy to do. 1 plus 0.06 is simply 1.06. Alright, now students, please think back to your order of operations. You do not multiply these first. Okay, you first do your powers. You first take 1.06 to the 8th power. Then whatever you get, you multiply that by 1,400. Now, you are more than welcome to take your calculator and type in 1.06 times 1.06 times 1.06 over and over 8 times. But there is a button on your calculator that does exponents for you. Every calculator is different, okay? So I'm going to look for a button like this. Some calculators have a button that say y to the x power. Some have a calculator that say x to the y power. A graphing calculator usually has a button that looks like this here, an arrow, okay? So if you're using this button here, you would first type in 1.06, okay? Then you would push this button here, and then push 8, and then hit enter, okay? Same thing if your calculator has this button right here. If it has this button here, you would first type in 1.06, then type this button here, and then type in 8 and hit enter, okay? And then of course if your calculator has this button here, right here, you would first type in 1.06, then push this button here, then 8, and then hit enter. Okay, no, I'm not sure what you get out when you do that, but you'll get some number, okay? And then whatever you get, multiply that times 1,400, and you will get out this right here, $2,231.39. Okay? Now students, listen, if any of you do not have those buttons on your calculator that I just mentioned to you, if you will email me a good clear picture of your calculator, I can probably help you find the button that you need to do exponents. Okay, so please feel free to do that if you can't find the button that does exponents for you. Okay? Okay, moving on to number 9. Same thing, we have $1,400 still at 6%. So let's find the balance. We start off with our exponential growth model. Y is what we're looking for. C is 1,400. 1 of course is 1, and R is 0.06, and T is 20. Now we add these two together. So we have 1400 times 1.06 to the 20th power. Now remember, students, we do the power first, okay? So with your calculator, type in 1.06 to the 20th power. And you'll get some number. Now probably, to be honest with you students, I probably should be showing you this. So hold on one second, let me pull this up. Okay, so we have 1.06. Here's my button right there. There's my exponential button to the 20th power. All right, I think that's right, isn't it? Hit enter, and you get 3.21 rounded. Okay, so 3.21 is what you would get here for the number. Okay, and take 1400 times that number, and you will get out approximately $4,489.99. All right. Okay, moving on to number 11. Now, students, the directions for 11 and 13 say find the balance after 5 years in an account that pays 4.8% interest. So this money here we're going to leave into the account for 5 years at 4.8% interest. Okay, so here we go. We're going to find the balance again. So we have the same model. Since we're looking for the balance, y is what I'm looking for, so we'll leave y. A is the amount you're starting off with, which is $300. And then here in the parentheses, we have 1 plus 0.048. Move your decimal 2 places, of course. And then for t, we're going to put 5. All right, let's add these two numbers together right here. And we will get 1.048. Now, students, with your calculator, take 1.048 to the fifth power, and we will get rounded 1.2642. And of course, take that, students, times 300, and your balance will be $379.25. Okay? So you started off with $300, and now you have $379.25. So that's your balance. How much interest did you gain? Well, subtract these two. You gained $79.25. That's how much you gained. All right. Okay, number 13, same thing. Same thing again. We have 5 years at 4.8%. So my formula will be the same thing. Y equals C parentheses 1 plus r to the t power. Y is what we're looking for. For C, you're going to substitute 400. In the parentheses here, we'll have 1 plus 0.048 to the fifth power. All right, of course, 1 plus 0.048 is 1.048. And students, we already learned this from the last problem. If you take 1.048 to the fifth power, you're going to get 1.2642. Students, multiply those two numbers together, and you will have a balance of $505.67. Okay? Now, number 15 is a little more interesting. It's a little different, so please listen carefully and let me help you, okay? On number 15, students, if you look carefully, you'll see we are not finding the balance, we're finding how much you're going to deposit or how much you're going to start off with. Okay? So here's the question. How much should you deposit? How much should you put into a bank? How much should you start off with to put into an account that pays 3.5% interest compounded yearly if at the end of 6 years you want to have $400? That's your balance. That's your ending amount. Okay, so here's your model. Now, why is your ending amount or your balance? So, oh, you know, students, you want to end up with $400, okay? Now, your starting amount is what you're looking for, and you're looking for C, okay? Over here, of course, we'll have 1 plus 0.035 because your rate is 3.5% with the decimal 2 places, and your T is 6. Now, remember, students, this right here is a number, okay? Look at it like this. If I had 400 equals C times 200, something like 200, something like that, you would know right away, students, that C has to be 2 because 2 times 200 is 400, right? That's obvious. And that was easy to see for 2 reasons. First of all, you have a number here, and second of all, 200 goes into 400 pretty easily, okay? So remember, this is a number right here. This entire boxed in expression is a number, so let's get that down to one number, okay? So first of all, 1 plus 0.035 is 1.035. Okay, that's the first thing we're going to deal with right there. Okay? Now let's take 1.035 to the 6th power. Alright, so here we go. There we go. And you'll get approximately rounded 1.2293. Alright. So now I have C times 1. Was it 2293? 1.2293. Okay? Now, students, think about this. 2 times 4 is the same thing as 4 times 2, correct? Sure it is. So C times 1.2293 is the same thing as 1.2293 times C. It's the same thing. And now after having written it like this, you should see what to do. Just simply divide both sides by 1.2293. And if you do that correctly, you will get out $325.40. Okay? So now, sorry, students. So students, now you know if you go to the bank with $325.40 and put it into an account that pays 3.5% interest and you leave it there for 6 years, you'll come out with $400. You gained approximately $75, which is like $10 a year, a little more than that, $11 a year, $12 a year, which is not really that great, but that's what you end up with, okay? Okay, hope that makes sense. Number 17. Now, they're telling you here is a relationship between the breathing of a person riding a bike and their speed. And that should make sense, students. The faster you bike, the heavier you're going to breathe. That should make sense. And students, it should also make sense that the slower you pedal, the less heavy you'll breathe. Okay, so it makes sense. So they're telling you here that the relationship between pedaling and breathing, or the speed of your bike and breathing, is this right here. Okay, they give you the model. And if you'll look, students, that is an exponential growth model, okay? There we go. Now, they also tell you here in the problem that x represents the speed of the bike, so x is the speed, okay? It also tells you here y is the breathing rate of the person pedaling. So y is your breathing rate, how fast you're breathing. Okay? So here we go. There's two questions. Here's the first question. What is the cyclist's breathing rate if the bike is traveling 19 miles an hour? Well, if x is your speed, then where the x is, I'm going to put in 19. Okay? Now, obviously, as it says here, what is this cyclist breathing rate? And if you'll notice here, the breathing rate is y. Okay? My voice is really getting bad, so I'm going to whisper for the rest of this video, but your breathing rate is y. Okay? So, with a calculator, type in 1.11 to the 19th power. And you get approximately 7.2633. Okay? 7.2633. There we go. And then you would multiply that times 6.39. Okay? Now if you multiply those two together, you will get 46.27. Okay? So there's the rate. And even though it doesn't say this in the problem, the breathing rate is actually liters per minute. I'm not sure why they didn't say that, but it's liters per minute. So you're breathing for 46.27 liters per minute. Okay? Now they want us to do the same thing again for the last question, and they ask us this time, what's the breathing rate if you're going 25 miles an hour? Okay, so where the x is, people put 25. And now, students, it's the exact same problem all over again. 1.11 to the 25th power, which is 13.5855. Check and make sure that's right. And of course, that's times 6.39. Multiply those two numbers together, and you will get out 86.54 liters per minute. Okay, so obviously, as the speed goes up, you're breathing in more air. Okay, and that's it, students. I hope this homework help video has been a help to you guys. If you have any questions at all, please do not hesitate to contact me.